Hello and welcome back to Nomad Season. In this video, I wanted to spend a little bit of time focused on where to sleep in your car. And, you know, this could be related to other people who live in different types of vehicles as well. But I'm specifically focused on where are the best places to sleep in your car as a car dweller. And this could be stealth camping, kind of invisible camping. You know, hidden in plain sight camping, which I really enjoy as part of this lifestyle. So one of my favorite parking spots is the remote park up. So this is somewhere very deep into the countryside, the hills, the mountains, the forests, the woodlands, the places that are off the beaten track. Because I find the rest is more peaceful when you're out there and you're just, you know, it's basically just you in the wilderness, essentially. And in the UK, contrary to popular belief, there are still lots of places like that where you can find a really good, peaceful stop, which is miles from anywhere. I found that in Yorkshire this year, Yorkshire Dales has been an incredible park-up spot, given all the remote locations and the hills and the valleys, and lots of places to pull in and park and have some beautiful views and some great company with the animals, the sheep and the cows. So lots of good stuff still to be had in the UK with the remote park up, especially in places like Scotland, maybe some of the national parks down south as well. I haven't been too much down south. I tend to nomad around the northwest and Wales and other places. But again, I think for me, Yorkshire Dales this year has been a real surprise, and that's been one of my favourite park-up spots. The next one on the list is urban camping. Now, I say the word urban camping, and you know that will turn some people right off, and I completely get that. And I was thinking like that before I was doing it more regularly and more frequently. But I've got to say, I've really enjoyed pulling into a town centre very discreetly and just camping there for the night. You know, I've got the window blinds up, I can close up shop, and then no one knows you're in the vehicle. And then you can get out, you can go for a walk in the town, you can enjoy the facilities, go to a nice restaurant, get some takeaway, whatever it is you want to do. It's all there at your convenience because you've parked in a town centre rest stop. So I really enjoy that now. I like town centre, particularly the small, maybe kind of medieval or some historical market towns. That's where I like to find the best park-up spots. And in my view, they're some of the best parking spots we have to offer in the UK. You know, at the foot of cathedrals and churches and ancient monuments and heritage sites across the UK. You can park just outside a lot of those, which I've been doing this year. So I like to find something interesting to park next to. I've got to be honest, I think that's part of the experience, isn't it? We're out here to travel and to explore and to see things and to do things. So, you know, parking on an industrial estate does have some advantages. It's not my cup of tea. I'd rather find some beautiful spots to enjoy my time there. So plenty of those still available in the UK, and some of the car parks, maybe with the National Trust and English Heritage, you do get away with some membership overnight stops at certain locations. So there's a whole genre of park-ups to explore within that, as well as the urban camping domain in the ancient and historical towns. But I find those to be definitely more tolerant, definitely more stealth, definitely more peaceful. Those towns with a bit of character, you know, those towns with a bit about them. Some of the others, maybe not. Maybe some of the other English towns I'm not too sure about. I'm not sure I'd do a city centre camp too often, unless absolutely necessary. But again, some people can enjoy that, and that's fine. But it's not for me. Another great one heading to the list, and this is a surprising one, but it's one I've really taken to on occasion, is pub car park camping. So restaurant car park camping. It could be a venue that's offering food or drinks, and just to have a night in the car park there has been really, really good. So I'll meet a friend for a drink, and because you've had a drink or purchased something, you can just chill out in the car park, which I think is great, and you get to use the facilities of the pub and the restaurant as well. There's programs like Brit Stops that offer the membership and others, but I find a lot of pubs and restaurants and venues of that nature, if you simply ask, it's very rare that you'll hear a no. So it's often yes, and you can enjoy a great park up in different surroundings with facilities for a fraction of the cost of these extortionate campsites that are kind of springing up all the time in the UK. I think what's happened to the campsite sector is, well, it's in line with everything else in the UK. The costs are spiralling, and you're talking 30-40 quid for a pitch, a very simple pitch. Even the ones on grass these days are still quite expensive. But having said that, on occasion, it's nice to check into a campsite, have a hot shower, have that safety and that peace and that tranquility, knowing that you are secure in that spot and you're fully paid up. I think there's a dimension there that's enjoyable, because you feel like, okay, I can do the outside camping stuff, I can get my chairs and tables out, and I can do all of that good stuff. Whereas out on the road, you're pretty much self-contained in your vehicle, other than opening a side door, maybe having a brew and that kind of thing. But you don't want to be sat there with the camping chairs, drawing unnecessary attention to yourself and unnecessary reputational damage to the van life community as well. So campsites have a place definitely in nomad life, and usually a lot of nomads will go there just to recharge and have a bit of a shower, a bit of a wash, do some laundry, which is all good. Again, if you stack things up, I think it makes a lot of sense. So if you go to a campsite that has laundry facilities, maybe even included in the price of the pitch, then that beats sitting at a laundrette for a couple of hours while you wash and dry all your stuff. You can get a great campsite and 24 hours of good rest at the same time. So it's thinking about opportunities just to stack experiences. So if you're going to the laundrette anyway, if you need a hot shower anyway, if you need some place to cook a meal, you can condense that into a campsite, once or twice every couple of weeks, if that's what suits your rhythm. So that's been a good thing that I do. I tend to do a lot of the admin and the chores when I'm maybe hooked up to power somewhere or at a campsite with facilities. Another great option in the UK for overnight stealth camping and camping, just general overnights really, is supermarket car parks. There's quite a lot now offering 24-hour parking without restriction, and others that are offering paid for. And actually, you can get really good prices on the car parks at supermarkets if you do want to overnight, 4 or 5 quid if you book and use online apps and that kind of thing. So supermarket car parks are coming up in this life, actually. They're offering a service, which I think is a good thing. Just a safe, secure car parking space is all you need if you're in a self-contained car or motorhome or van. So it makes perfect sense that supermarkets can offer that. And it's very similar to what's happened in America with Walmart. A lot of car campers, a lot of van dwellers stay in Walmarts from time to time. And they're using the facilities of the supermarkets as well, getting breakfast or getting some supplies. So again, what a great customer experience that is, to just simply stay in your car for a night and then move on. I think they should do something more about that, because I think it's a great thing. And supermarkets get a lot of stick for raising prices, but they could win a lot of great reputational points if they open up the car parks more freely and they do something that connects people more closely to their brand. I mean, the Walmart car camping thing is definitely a thing in America, and people speak highly of Walmart because of that. Again, there's great benefits for the UK supermarkets to do much the same. So supermarket car parks is an interesting inclusion onto this list, and unexpected sometimes, but it's there, and it's it's to be used, it's to be utilized. think the next one I've found that has been really good is to find the lesser travelled road. And what I mean by that is, say you take a look at Google Maps and you see some main highways and some of the main kind of roads through a town or going out to the countryside. Just have a look one step this way or one step that way in terms of the roads available. And maybe it's worth just a little investigation and a bit of reconnaissance to see what kind of roads they are. This is what I've been doing as a matter of routine, because you see some of the more popular, say, lay-bys on some of the main highways or through roads or motorways. And if you go 1-2 steps back from that into the quieter, more rural roads, off the beaten track roads, you can find an abundance of great car parking facilities and lay-bys that are very rarely troubled by overnight cars. So you basically get a nice rural campsite for nothing, and very few cars passing during the night. So that's been a great one that I've found, and I enjoyed that quite a lot, really. There was one, I met someone recently to do some work, and they suggested I park at a car park which was a well-known hiking and walker spot. And I arrived there and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the vibe. I anticipated it would be heavy traffic early morning with dog walkers and all that kind of stuff. And I just wasn't into it. So I went down the hill, went one road back, again, usual strategy, and found this great little park-up spot in the middle of nowhere. And I was counting the cars for about a minute, 2 minutes, and it was just such a quiet road. I was like, okay, this is the bed for the night. And no trouble, no hassle, all safe, all secure, brilliant park-up. Now, sometimes you try that on a busy through road or a busy motorway, especially in some of the more touristy, non-tolerant places. You're getting the horn, or you're getting the beep, or you're getting all kinds of other drama. I'm not into that, and I'm not into attracting that. So again, 1 road back, 2 roads back, you're out of that, and you can have a peaceful night's rest. Again, another one, I haven't used it so much, but I will use it on longer road trips. Motorway service stations, you can usually get facilities at those, and also they offer some form of parking facility. The UK ones, again, the long distance truck drivers are the experts at this, and they have some great stop-offs. And again, some of the service stations are starting to open up more options for people who are transiting through in their vans or their cars. So again, it's a good option. It's come on board. It's not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but it's there, it's a service, and you can usually get facilities and a shower there, as well as kind of stocking up on some road trip supplies. I find the stations and the airs in France to be far superior than anything we have in the UK. So I stay there quite a lot. Not too much on the motorway services, but on the kind of countryside service stations, parking lots, and places a little bit out of the way. Again, it's just that simple thing of having a little bit of common sense and applying that to your park-ups. I think that's done me wonders. Rather than going to the main tourist spots, rather than going to crowded service stations on a popular route, just again going that little bit extra, you'll find a more peaceful spot and better facilities maybe in some cases as well. So it's not all about where the crowd goes to. I think part of nomad life is to go where the crowd isn't going to. That's emerged as a golden rule for me, actually. Where are the crowd going? Maybe we want to avoid that. And even if we want to join them because there's a spot that we really enjoy or want to go and visit, we could dip in for the day and then kind of move back to a different location for our night's rest. So we can make sure we get a good night's rest rather than being disturbed at all hours. There's no prizes though for guessing which is my favourite park-up spot in the UK or pretty much anywhere else. Opening your door out to the seaside is one of the great moments in life. It sounds simple, but it's so true. There's nothing like the crashing of those waves to get you invigorated, or the tranquility or peacefulness of a beautiful lake like this. The UK has some of the most extraordinary coastline you've ever seen in your life, and it stretches for thousands of miles. So I think we are very, very lucky, and there are still so many places that we can pull up and have a good night's sleep by the seaside, and as nature is intended, really close to some of the natural elements, like the seas, like the lakes, like the mountains, like the hills, like the valleys. I think all this concrete jungle nonsense is designed, in effect, to keep us away from that. Nomad life brings it right back into focus, and that's the way it should be.